Top stories: Malema's defense to request a postponement of his disciplinary hearing, and Greek riot police used tear gas to disperse thousands of demonstrators. Good evening. ANC Youth League President Julius Malema's defense has confirmed that they will request a postponement of his disciplinary hearing due to resume tomorrow. Malema's lawyer Dalim Pofu says they are in possession of a medical certificate to support their request for a postponement. Malema earlier told SABC News that he has been admitted to a private hospital in Polokwane. He was due to call witnesses in his own defense on charges of bringing the ANC into disrepute and sowing divisions within the party. However, ANC Disciplinary Committee Chairperson Derek Ganekom says he has not received notification of Malema's hospitalization. Tula Sizwe Simelane reports.
Hanekom has refused to be drawn further on the fate of the hearing. He says the normal procedure would be that Malema would request a postponement and the disciplinary committee would then decide whether to grant it or not. Hanekom has, however, said that it would be of concern if the ANC Youth League leader were to request a postponement, as the case has already been delayed. But the committee would have no option other than to grant the postponement if Malema cannot make it due to ill health. Tula Sizwe Simelane, SABC News, Johannesburg.
Western Cape Minister of Transport and Public Works, Robin Carlyle, has warned that continuous taxi violence in Hout Bay could lead to a closure of the route. Taxi operators blockaded the town's main street this morning. The ministry further warned that law enforcement officials will deal harshly with illegal taxi operators. Spokesperson for the minister, Stephen Otter, says the department will not tolerate manipulation of any kind.
There are already more than 100 operating licenses for the Hout Bay to Cape Town route, which involve 2 taxi associations, and we are certainly not going to issue any more. But in terms of the relevant legislation, there is a moratorium on the granting of more operating licenses for the route. Further violence could lead to the total shutdown of all taxi operations in Hout Bay.
Ekurhuleni Mayor Mondli Gungubele has arrived in Tembisa, where he will be addressing the community following violent protests. The community is up in arms over high electricity tariffs. Last Friday, residents went on the rampage, setting alight police vehicles and looting a construction site set aside for a new police station. Ekurhuleni mayoral spokesperson Zweli Dlamini.
The reason for the visit basically is as per the request of the people who have been protesting over electricity issues. He has just arrived now. He's going to do a door-to-door just to get first-hand information of the situation at hand. And then he will be addressing the community of Tembisa at the Tembisa Multipurpose Hall, where we expect multitudes of people to come and listen.
Traditional leaders from across the country have reacted differently to President Jacob Zuma's opening address to the National House of Traditional Leaders. Although the speech was delivered in June this year, the leaders of the rural constituency debated the president's speech at the Tshwane Council chambers in Pretoria this afternoon. The president also had the opportunity to respond to their debate. Nkosi Ntombi Mzimela urged government to value their contribution in policy formulation.
Mr. President, we have no doubt whatsoever that in this country we have the good laws, we have policies. The problem would be the lack of political willingness by certain politicians to implement the very good policies that we have in our country. His Excellency, traditional leaders should be consulted in all the initiatives at the planning stages. All we are saying is that maybe inviting our inputs could help our government in piloting bills that will tomorrow become the laws of this country.
Police are investigating the fatal shooting of a police officer at Inanda, south of Durban. The 31-year-old constable was found dead in his car with a bullet wound to the head yesterday. He was based at the Durban Harbour Police Station. Police spokesperson Thulani Zwane says his service pistol was found in his car.
Police from Inanda have opened an inquest docket after a policeman was found dead in his car at water test at Inanda area yesterday. It is alleged that the deceased was found with a gunshot wound on his head. His firearm was found inside the vehicle as well. No arrests have been made and the police are still investigating.
International news now. Riot police have used tear gas against thousands of demonstrators who have gathered in front of the parliament in Greece to protest against the latest government's austerity measures. The protest coincides with a 24-hour general strike, which is causing severe disruptions. A top story this hour, ANC Youth League President Julius Malema's defense has confirmed that they will request a postponement of his disciplinary hearing due to resume tomorrow. That's the news at 5 on SAFM, headlines at 5:30.